Okay. Hello everybody. We are starting today in standing. It's gonna be a workout with the bow. And just go keep distance apart with your feet and take your bow in front of you. I hope it doesn't go away. And stretch your spine. Take here 2-3 deep long breaths through the nose, deep breath in, and stretch your whole spine, open the shoulders. And as you exhale, imagine imaginary zipper, and you pull gently all your abdominals in and up, and a little bit towards your spine, like in a slight diagonal. Again, deep breath in through your nose, and deep long breath. Try to find your perfect posture with open shoulders. You have weight on both feet. Your crown of the head is reaching up. One more inhale here. Hello to everybody who is joining. And deep long exhale. We are standing. We have the big bow in front of us. Or small bow. Take another deep long breath. And as you exhale, we start rolling down the spine, chin to the chest, and round. Follow, let the whole vertebrae follow each other. Take your hands on your bow, bend your knees, and inhale to roll the bow forward and stretch the spine. And exhale, roll back up. Inhale to again open the shoulders. Reach long. Exhale, roll down. Try to keep the length in your spine. Find your bow. If you don't have the bow, or if you have just a small bow, you can really bend the knees and try to do just the half of the movement. Or if you don't have a bow, you can, when you're down, take your hands on your shins and here just stretch the spine like this. And then roll back. And we do a few more repetitions of this. Inhaling to stretch, exhale to roll down, articulating, finding your bow, bending the knees to really stretch the spine. Hi Yvonne and Sarah. Good. Now we repeat 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, try to really round the middle back, the lower back, bending the knees, stay in your alignment, the legs are parallel to each other, the knees go straight over your toes, and exhale to roll back up. Maybe take a moment to put the bow on your legs so it stays there. And you have to open. You can roll your shoulders to the back if you want. Next time we stay down. Exhale, roll 1 vertebra at a time. The bow away from you, and here we keep the legs bent and exhale to round the spine. Inhale to stretch it. Exhale to round. Inhale to stretch. So if you have the small bow, you can really bend your legs and do a smaller movement, or you can take your hands on your shins, like on your legs, and here stretching the spine and rounding. I think this is a little better than the small bow. It's like the same movement. Exactly. Perfect. Warming up the spine. Watch out in what position are your legs. And use your breath. Deep breath in to stretch, find length. Exhale to really scoop the belly and round everything. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, stretch. And exhale, roll the bow towards you. And roll all the way up. Stay up. Stretch your arms to both sides of the room. And we twist. Exhale, twist over to one direction. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other. Inhale, center. Keep growing tall in your spine and try to keep the pelvis stable. So it's just a rotation in the thoracic spine. Last one, and we go once again down with the arms and roll the spine. In our standing roll down, find your bow or your shins, roll the bow away from you, and from here we push down with one arm, maybe the right one, and open the left one. First your armpit up to the sky, and then towards your pelvis, and come back the same way with your hand, and switch. You can inhale to do the movement, exhale to come back. If you are with a smaller bow, you can really bend the knees more. So this is an extra training for the legs, but Sarah is very flexible, so it's gonna work perfectly. Or anybody else doing the recording later. And we repeat just one more time on each side. Deep breaths in to draw a half circle with your arm. And exhale to come back. Last one. Try to keep the spine really long. Hands on the bow. And exhale. Roll back up. Stretch the spine. Once again, we stretch the arms to both sides of the room. We do again a twist, but this time a double twist. So we go to one direction, twist, twist, center, inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale. Exactly. Good. Just one more time on each side. And we have one last version of the standing series. Inhale, as you exhale, roll down to your bow. Hopefully it's there. Mine doesn't want to stay, but it doesn't matter. Find your bow, bend the knees, stretch the spine. And now we're going to add the heels. So you push onto your bow, so make sure you're with the hands on the bow. And lift your heels, exhale, lower the heels, and round the spine. Stretch the spine and lift the heels, round the spine and lower the heels. So you can just breathe. Maybe you want to breathe out when you stretch, maybe you want to breathe out when you round. Don't hold your breath. Connect the movement and the breath. Good. By now we really feel the legs and we have warmed up the spine. Nice. Just one more time. And then roll all the way up. Go wonders, don't worry. Leave it. Stretch all back. We take the arms to the sides and up. Inhale. Lift everything, stretch the whole spine. And exhale, just lower the arms down. Again, inhale to lift the arms. This time we look up and we lift the chest a little bit. And then lower the arms and lower the head a little bit. Inhale to lift the arms and lift the chest. And exhale, lower the arms and lower the head. So again, it's only the thoracic spine moving and your neck and your arms, of course. The lower back is stable, the legs are stable. 2 more times. Inhale to lift and open the chest. Exhale to round just the upper body and lower the arms. Last one. Inhale to lift, deep breaths, and exhale to round. Okay, lift your head. We stick with one foot on the toes, it doesn't matter which one, and we'll just do a few circles here to warm up the feet. So circle in one direction and then in the other, a few dynamic circles. And just for a moment, go on the the back of your foot, so on your toes, and push slightly to stretch the front of your foot joint. Hold it for a moment and release. Then we do the same with the other foot. Step on your toes, so lift the heel and circle your heel around. Good. One direction to warm up a little bit here, and then the other. And again, stretching the front. So go on your toes, on the top of your toes, and push just slightly to feel a nice stretch. No pain, just comfortable. Find your level of stretching, and you can shake that foot and then the other. Then take both feet, both knees together. We bend the knees a little bit, and we go with the knees around the feet. So both feet in one direction for 2 more circles. Feet together. Yvonne, feet completely together. Yes, exactly. And then in the other direction. Yes. Okay. And then we stretch, shake. Then we take our bow again. Sarah, you can, so if you do it with the ball on the floor, it's gonna be very, very easy. If you want it harder, try to find a chair or a small table to put the ball on it so you can roll on it. Or you can try with a small ball. It's gonna be similar, but a little bit easier. With a roller, take the small ball and I try to give you a variation that's going to make it a little bit harder. So first of all, we start with the ball behind us, and you can choose whichever foot you want to start with, and we place our foot on the ball. And then we watch that we're more or less square. And then we're going to bend both knees and lean forward. So pull the belly in. Stay completely stable in your core, ribs in, and as you exhale, stretch the leg back. Inhale, bend. Exhale to stretch. Inhale to bend. So you stay completely frozen with your upper body. And Sarah, if you want, you can bend the whole body really low and bend the front leg to make it harder. And you can even lift the arms up and just hold them there. It's gonna make the whole thing harder. It's as well for everybody else. If you want to have it harder, you can bend even more your legs. So Yvonne, bend the standing leg. Lean forward. Yes, that's the challenge. And then even if you don't stretch completely the leg, try to balance there, keeping the front leg really stable. Yes. Go slowly, Yvonne. Yes, good. Sarah, you can step on the ball, like really with the foot, not on top, but like on the sides to see. And then when you stretch, you go on your toes. Yes, that's it. And if everybody find a more or less stable position, we go a little bit quicker for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, I hope we don't lose the ball, and 1, try to hold it, stretch your leg out and hold it, stretch and hold, yes, and release. Okay, lower your foot down, shake your legs, same leg, this time we place the foot, the back of the foot on top of the ball. So you're pointing the foot. And stretch the back leg. Push into the ball. Lean forward. Both leg bones in one line. And here we start moving only the front leg. So we stretch the front leg and bend. Inhale to bend. Exhale to stretch. And all the time pushing with the back leg into the ball. So depending on the size of your ball, if it's a very big ball and you are a little bit short, it could be maybe quite intense. So if you have the small ball around, you can as well switch to that one for that one. But we're challenging ourselves. Yes, exactly. With the chair works perfectly fine too. I don't see your upper bodies, but you should be leaning forward, like on a diagonal. Yes, and watching for the alignment of your legs. If you can, you hold the leg on the ball as straight as possible. And then just working with the front leg. Just 2 more. Last one. And now we use both legs like a split. So you open just a little bit and bring both closer together and try to go up straight tall with the spine. So both legs like in a split, but just a little bit so you can hold it and up. So your whole upper body moves forward and backward. So here, Sarah, you can just put the whole weight back towards the chair and maybe bend the back leg. So it's gonna work better. Bend the back leg and with the front leg straight, lean back. Yes. And lean forward. Okay. One last time. And then go off your ball and shake both legs. Good. Leave the ball to the side for a moment. You take the feet very wide, with the feet showing to both sides of the room. Push your pelvis forward. And here we take the arms to the sides. Inhale to stretch everything. Exhale, one arm up. The other one reaches towards the knee, up and over the head, and inhale, back up into your center. Exhale to the other side, inhale up. And you can imagine again that you have 2 walls, one in front of you, one behind you, or 2 glasses, and you cannot twist, you cannot bend, or extend your spine. You're going straight to the side. Feeling that nice length over to one side of the body, reaching with the other hand towards the knee, up, inhale, exhale to the other side. 2 more times on each side. Again, connect with your breath, relax the face, stay stable with your pelvis. Check out that you're not twisting the upper body. Last one on that side. Inhale up. Hi Birgit. We are working out with the ball. We already did one side on the legs, but if you want, you can join the other. Just in a moment. Last one. And up. We're here again with both arms straight. One hand is with the fingers up, one hand with the fingers down. And stretch your whole body. So imagine you're like a star. You push with your feet in the ground with the head towards the ceiling and both arms to the sides, and switch the hands. And switch, switch, switch. 2 more times. Last one. And now both hands with the fingers up And we just push like toes away from us. Bring the elbows close together and push again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Watch out that the arms are not in front of you, but they're in one line. Last one. Stretch and release. Shake your hands. Shake your legs one more time. Ready for the other side. So I'm just going to turn in the opposite direction. So we take the other foot on top of the bow. Like not on top, but against the bow, pushing. Legs parallel to each other. Try to find your balance first. Watch out that your foot shows straight forward. You can lean forward, bend the standing leg. Inhale, belly in, everything in the spine is in one line. And as we exhale, we stretch the leg out or as far as you can go, with the toes on the bow, and come back. Exhale to stretch, inhale to bend. Try to keep our balance. Pushing with the big ball of the standing foot. Exactly. Standing leg a little bit bent, even if you can bend it. Exactly. And watch out with the orientation of your standing knee. So the front leg stays bent all the time. The front leg is bent and you just stretch the back leg and bend. Only the back leg stretches and bends. So if you remember the series, first we were stretching only the back leg and bending, and then we were stretching and bending only the front leg and then both. Take your time. Don't worry if you lose the balance. Good. One last time, and we try to hold the back leg straight for a moment. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Bring it back in and relax. Shake your legs for a second. Before we do the other version. This time we place, I forgot our fast version. So we do one more time the same thing, a little bit faster. So push against the bow. Find your balance again. Bend the standing leg. Keep it stable. The front leg is not changing. And we go quickly in and out. And you breathe out. Stretch in. Free mouth. Try to stay center with your pelvis. Belly is in. You're leaning forward. Shoulders are open. Now we keep going for 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Shake your legs again. Relax. Then the next version is with the foot pointed on top of the bow. This time we're really on top of the bow. And we try to push down. It gives us more stability. Stretch the leg on the bow as far as you can. Maybe you can keep it slightly bent if this is your flexibility for today. If you can, keep it completely straight. And we bend only the front leg. Inhale, exhale, stretch it out. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch. Exactly. Now only the front leg is moving. So you lean with your whole weight forward, so you can really work out on this leg. As you exhale, you push away from the floor. That's it. And don't forget to push on your surface. If you have a bowl or a chair, doesn't matter, just try to, not 100%, but at least 30% pushing onto that chair. So we are actively stretching the front of the hip. Just one more time. And without a break, we keep now both legs straight and try to bring them closer together and further away like in a split. gonna be a small move. When you split, you lean forward, and when the legs come a little bit closer, you lift up the body. Yes. So Sarah, you can just distribute the weight going back towards the chair and forward. So it's already working the legs. Okay, one last time. And release. Go off your bow, shake both legs. And we have one last small series here standing. You can choose again whichever leg you want to start with. And we place one foot, so this time the bow is on the side. And you stretch the leg which is on the bow. So you can see if you want to be exactly on top of the bow or maybe a little bit lower. Check that your standing leg is in one line with the rest of the body. Okay, here, first move, we bend the standing leg with the knees straight over the toes and lift the arms up. Then we stretch the leg and open the arms. Second move, arms go forward and it's like a squat. So now you send your pelvis back and bend your knee, the knee stays over your ankle. And when you go up, you open the arms. Inhale. Again, the first move, you stay up straight tall and you just bend the knee and lift the arms. Open the arms, stretch the leg. Arms forward, bend back. Inhale, open the arms. I'll try to show you from a different angle. So, stand, one leg is completely straight. Here we inhale and stretch, and then forward and stretch. And you try to keep the alignment as perfect as you can. The spine is all the time straight. If it's super hard with the bow, you can go on the chair. That's more stable. It's the same move. Watching out for the alignment of your legs. Good. Yes. When you bend the leg and you stay up straight tall, lift the arms, Birgit. The one move is lifting the arms and going straight down with the whole spine. And the other one, arms forward and bending forward. Yes. Good. One last. And then go off your bow. And shake your legs a little bit. If you need a small break, let's do a small roll down break. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale. As you exhale, just roll your spine down without a bow, without anything. Feel your spine being heavy. Take a breath in and exhale to roll all the way up. Rolling the shoulders to the back. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Roll your spine down. Inhale and exhale. Roll all the way up and stretch. Okay, shake everything. And then we have the the other leg, and we are done with this a little bit tough series, I would say. So you stretch the other leg to the side on the ball, push down. So watch out that your standing leg is in the same line as your body, so you're not too far, like bending or sending the hips away. Everything is straight. Push down, ready. Bend the legs straight down and lift the arms up. Open the arms, stretch the leg, and now, like in a squat, arms forward, the pelvis is back, the knees is exactly over the heel. Inhale to open the arms. Try to keep the ball stable as you can. Lifting the arms, bending the leg open and forward. Keep breathing. Remember to push from time to time on that ball. It's giving us instability, but as well an opportunity to train a little bit the abductors. And open, inhale, and lift. Good. Keep pushing on the ball. Open. Breathe. Inhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. We have here some coordination and a lot of awareness, balance, strength. The last one, lean forward. Open and release. Whew. Good job. Shake the legs. And let's do something more pleasant. I think everybody without ball left. That's a little bit different when you don't have it. So we can go to something a little bit more pleasant. So you go sitting or on your knees, whatever is going to help you to go with your back on the ball. And take your feet hip distance apart or a little bit further apart for more stability. We take the hands behind the head with interlaced fingers. And then keep the pelvis relaxed for the moment on the ball. Inhale to lower the head towards the ball. Slowly with control, enjoying the thoracic spine extension. And exhale. Pull a little bit the belly in as you lift head, neck and chest up and look straight forward. Keep the pelvis relaxed for the moment. Inhale to lower down. Exhale to lift. So the movement happens again in the thoracic spine. The lower back is pretty stable and long in the same position all the time. The feet are stable. The head is heavy in your hands. We can push even a little bit with the head into your hands to find more length in your neck. Inhale to lower. Let's add a small twist. Exhale to lift first straight forward and then slight twist over to one direction. Inhale all the way down to the center. Exhale first up and then at the very end a small twist to the opposite direction. Pelvis is still stable. Inhale down. Let's repeat a few more times. Exactly. Finding this nice opening of the chest, of the heart. Your ribs are opening like a fan every time you go down. And the knees are stable. Beautiful. Okay. We repeat one more time. And then we're changing the position of our pelvis. So lift the head, neck and chest just halfway up. So it should feel like the diagonal line in your spine. And here really lower the pelvis down first. Inhale. Exhale, think of bridging. So curl your pelvis and hips. We move only the lower back now. Think of arching the back so the sitting bones drop down. And then curl up, exhale. Inhale, arch. So here, we do it not exactly like in the bridge. The motion up is like in bridging. You start with the pelvis and the whole spine follows. And here you don't go back with the lower back towards the tailbone, but from the tailbone, you lower all the way down. This is the difference here. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Yeah, everybody got it? So you try to lift as high as you can your pelvis, curling up, and then really arch and send the sitting bones down. Arch, arch, arch. Good, lift. Curling up. And now you want to think of really building like a C curve in your lower back and send the sitting bones down. Really arch. Yes. Okay. One more time. The rest of the body is relaxed. We try to keep your head heavy in your hands. The face is relaxed. And now we lift the pelvis. So we activate the glutes. When we have open hips, we hold it that way. And here we lower the head down again. Inhale. And as you lift the chest, lift one heel up. Doesn't matter which one. Keeping the pelvis pushing up. Heel down, head down. Inhale. Exhale. Chest lift and the other heel up. Heel down, upper body down. So if you feel like you want to really a lot of challenge, you can of course try to lift the whole foot up. Zero up. But if you don't have the balance, maybe one side is not easy at all, so you have to go very slowly. You can keep going only with the heels. And try to lift all the time your pelvis up, as up as you can. Yeah, so you can try the lifting of the foot. But when you lift the chest lift, Yvonne, try to not lower the pelvis, keep it up. I don't really see Birgit, but I hope you're doing fine there. So keep lifting the pelvis, everybody. Don't lower it down, don't bend the hips. Good. Just one more time. And your favorite exercise is coming. We just lower the pelvis all the way down. So let ourselves hang here on the ball and stretch the arms overhead, so close to your ears. And stay here in this nice position. So you can use your feet, push a little bit to find the nice position which feels comfortable for your spine. So maybe it's more with the pelvis lifted, maybe it's lower. And just take there 2 deep breaths. And let the gravity really stretch your spine. Another deep breath. And then you can take your hands behind the head. Lift your neck and chest up. And carefully sit down. So still pushing on the ball. Ideally you should be still on the ball here. So we go all the way down to sit with the pelvis. And push against the ball. So we bring the feet together, knees together, and open the chest, so lower the head down, and as you exhale, open the knees, bring the elbows close together and just lift the head, so we have a stretch on the neck. Exhale, close the legs and lower the head. Inhale, lift the head and open the knees. Yes. So you still push against the bow as you lift the elbows, the head and the neck. So we have this stretch, and then we are working here as well with the breath. Please use exactly this breath. So you exhale to close the legs and lower the head. And inhale to open the knees and lift. So we're as well connecting back to the natural movement of the pelvic floor together with the breath. Inhale to open the knees and exhale to close them. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Okay, stretch one more time. The arms overhead. Squeeze your legs together. Inhale. As you exhale, circle the arms around and lift head, neck and chest up and stretch one leg out. Or you have to go further forward with the other foot. And lower the foot down and bring the arms overhead, lower the head. Exhale. Circle the arms around and lift the other foot. Bend the leg, arms over the bow, head over the bow. So we're drawing complete circles with the arms. Just one more time. Exhale. And the last one, you only lift the arms, head, neck and chest up. And let go of the bow. And just hug your knees for a moment to relax the head and the neck. Okay. Good. Now we're ready for more challenges. We go up on the knees. And go at the end of your mat. So you have the whole mat in front of you. You go first with your belly on the bow, and then you walk with your hands forward until you have your bow somewhere underneath your pelvis. So here, align yourself with the hands exactly underneath the shoulders. So it's like our plank position, but on the bow. Point your feet. Here we do our shoulder push-up. The whole spine is frozen in one line, and we just sink between the shoulders and stretch. So the shoulder blades come together and apart. It's like a super small move, but maybe you feel your whole body going a little bit higher with the legs lower with the head. So you're frozen in that line. This is just preparation for the shoulders. You already know this move. We have done it many times in quadruped position. And now push yourself away from the floor so the shoulders are active. Chin right to the chest. And we bend the arms once. First move to the side. And the legs lift. Inhale. Exhale, push yourself up. Second move, elbows towards the bow. And exhale to lift. Lift your stomach. Inhale to bend to the side. Exhale to stretch. Inhale, bend towards you. And stretch. You go only so far that you can keep everything stable. Even if it's super tiny move, like just slightly bending the elbows to the sides and up, it's already better than going super low and losing the stability of the shoulders or your neck or anything. Looking good. Keep your feet pointed. Connect your ribs. Good. One more time. And then push yourself back. So you go with your belly over the bone and just keep your hands at the same spot and lower the head down. So get round over the bow, take a deep breath in, tuck your toes under. As you exhale, push and pull. So push a little bit with your toes and pull with your hands to go in the same position. Again, push with your hands back. Find the floor with your toes, bend the knees, round the spine, stretch here the armpits, and push a little bit with the toes and pull with your hands. So you push and pull with the hands to go forward. Yes, again, back and round. Inhale, exhale. We are adding another move in a moment. So round the spine, bending the knees, yes, stretching the armpits, good. And go forward, find your plank, pull the ribs and belly in, and we'll try to lift one leg a little bit higher, and lower down, the other leg up, down, and roll back. Roll forward. Up, down. We are not arching the lower back, using the front of our hips. And down. Good. One last time. Go up. Watch out for your shoulders, not hanging, pulling the belly up. Ribs in, neck long, the back of the neck is lifting one leg at a time. Back, round everything, and now stay on your belly here and just take your hands closer to the bow, and from here we stretch the legs out, so tuck your toes. So now the bow is underneath the belly, or as well underneath the lower few ribs. So feet, the more close they are together, it's harder. The further away, it's easier. Choose where you want to put the feet, on your toes. Pubic bone to belly button. Hands behind the head. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower down. We are adding a side bend. Lift, open your elbows, and side bend over to one side, inhale center to the other side. So you can think of a driving wheel, this move. Lower down. Lift. So you lift the chest and then side bend. So one side of the waistline gets longer, one shorter. Up to the other side. So not twist, Yvonne. So you bring the elbow closer, right elbow closer to the pelvis. And left elbow further away. Yeah, back to center, then opposite. Center, and everything down. Exactly. And lift. And side. Nice. The other side, looking straight down. Pull the chin a little bit more to the chest, everybody. And lower down. And last one, Birgit, try to lift your elbows even higher. So you can really work those back muscles. Going to the side. Yes, side bend. No twist. Try to minimize the twist. To the other side. Center. And relax for a second. Everything down. Stay on your bow I think this is maybe your favorite one. Relax the head, the arms. Take a deep breath in and out. And we do one last thing here. We're well prepared in the core, legs and everything, arms. So this time maybe you have to even go further. Same way like you went on the plank. So on your belly and you walk with your hands forward. But this time you walk even further until the ball is on your legs. So on your upper legs. If you have armbands, bracelets, maybe it's not the best idea. Okay. So we're in the plank position again here. We're not hanging down. We're active, lifting the ribs. We start with the easy version. So we bend both legs and lift the pelvis up. Go very slowly, please, and carefully see where you have your balance point. And stretch the legs, stretch the spine. You can inhale to lift. And exhale to stretch. Finding a perfect straight line. Inhale to lift. Exhale to stretch. 2 more. We don't give up. Inhale, lift the pelvis as high as you can. Looking down between your hands. Exhale to stretch. Last one. Push with the whole surface of the hands, not only with the ball of the hands. And exhale to stretch. And then walk carefully back. And round the lower back, round everything. Relax for a moment. You can take the back of the hands on the floor and just stretch here a little bit. And the last challenge. If you don't feel strong or you have pain in your hands, your shoulders, you can just stay here on the ball, stretch from here the legs, and do like swimming, what we did last time, bending the arms and stretching them forward as you open them. Lift, so you can do this exercise. Or we go for the challenge. We go in the same position in our plank, walk forward until the ball is on the upper thighs. And here we stay with straight legs, straight spine. Inhale, as you exhale, you lift the pelvis up. And you go into the inverted V. And stretch. Try to stay with straight legs. And be very careful, please. Yes. Oh, good job. Everybody's trying it. Try to stay as straight as possible in your spine. So not rounding the lower back, but think of even arching it a little bit so you can really make the sharp angle. If you have any goals to work on handstands, this is a very good way to practice. Be comfortable in this position. One last time. Very good. And then carefully walk back on your ball. So you have your belly on your ball. Walk back with your hands or go on the side, whatever works best. And one more time we go on the ball with the belly, relax everything. And I think because everybody tried the hard exercise, we deserve like a small relaxation here. And we can still do the one that I suggested, so you can stretch your legs out. You stay here with the bow on the chest and bend the arms. Find your straight line and stretch the arms. And as you inhale, open the arms and lift the chest. So here on the bow it feels even nicer like on the floor. And exhale, stretch the arms. Forward, inhale, open and lift. Keep breathing. Inhale to open and lift. Keeping the neck long. Exhale to lower and stretch. And now reverse. Bend your elbows and lift the chest. Circle the arms around as you lower. The belly pulled in one last time. Stretch your arms towards the feet, lift the chest. Hold it here for a moment, take one deep breath. And then bend your knees. Round one last time, the lower back. Take a deep breath in and out. And then we'll sit back on the heels. With the hands on the bow. So you can open the knees, give your bow a hug, and go side to side. You can turn the head over to one side. This is relaxing the lower back and the hips a little bit. And then turn your head to the other side. Go on your knees. Last stretches here from the spine. Like the standing roll down, but on the knees. Inhale, exhale, roll your spine down. And stretch your bow forward. Try to keep the knees all, so the bow is over the knees. Exhale to roll all the way up. And one last time, exhale, roll forward. Stretch everything here, really sink down with your ribs and with your belly, and exhale up, and stretch the back. You can finish sitting, take the bow on the side, cross your legs. Hands on your knees, stretch the whole spine, and we lift both shoulders up to inhale. Send them back, squeeze them together and exhale. Lower them down. Inhale, lift. Back, squeeze them really together and lower down. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And opposite direction, lift, bring them forward as if you want to fold your shoulders together and down. Inhale, up, fold them forward and down. Inhale, forward and down. This is a little bit weird maybe for you, because usually we try to avoid this move, but while we do it, we're stretching the back, so maybe you feel bigger space between the shoulder blades. One last time, lift, inhale, forward and down. Relax your shoulders completely. Stretch the spine and circle your head in one direction. 2 times. You can close your eyes if you want to really feel small clicks in your neck. Shoulders relaxed. And then 2 times in the other direction. Keeping the spine long. Relax your face, relax your eyes. Come back to center, keep your eyes closed and really stretch the spine. We take 2 mindful breaths here. Start breathing in into your belly. Keep breathing in, expand your ribs. Keep breathing in and expand your chest. Hold the breath. And relax the chest, relax the ribs, relax the belly as you breathe out. One more time. Deep breath in the belly, in the ribs, into the upper chest. Fill everything with air and exhale. First soften the chest, then the ribs come closer, belly button to spine, pelvic floor up. And relax everything. Good. Take a breath in, lift your arms and open your eyes. Look up, stretch, and exhale, lower the arms down. Thank you for joining. And